what it goddamn do. When I whip up a chicken, the 4 and the 5, and that shit come back blue. Hey, what are you talking about? No, bullshit. I'm up in this thing, man. I gotta start off a little fun because we finna. What I'm talking about today is some heartfelt shit. It's some shit that might make you not even want to get into that kind of mindset. So I really don't mind if nobody tune in today. This is a special episode for the day, cause tomorrow and for the rest of the weekend I got a booked schedule, not booked like I got money coming in, but I got a full schedule of shit I need to get done. So yeah, that's why I ain't gonna be able to come to the platform on Friday, Saturday, and Sunday this week. I gotta handle some shit. Gotta get my bread right. Gotta put bread where it need to be put. Gotta solve. Gotta handle bills and shit like that. And I got a life too. So sometimes I take a little rest, even though I ain't shit yet. But sometimes I take a little relaxation, even though I don't need it. But all right, we back. They had to reconnect me. I guess my signal fucked up around here, but fuck it. We back. I forgot what the fuck I was talking about before my shit blanked out, but yeah, I'm in there. Yeah, I got shit to do tomorrow. You know, I got shit to do Saturday. I got shit to do Sunday. So I'll be back next week. I'll be back next weekend to talk about fatherless black men and women. I already made the post. So next Friday, tune the fuck in. You feel me? But today's episode is gonna make up for all weekend. So I'm finna drop some science right after I let the world know we in the building. Hit that like button if you step up in this motherfucker. Please hit that like button as I proceed to get people to come in here and interact. Alright, let the world know where we at. Gotta let the world know where we at. I think I'm shadow banned on YouTube, y'all. Usually on my second phone, I see if I'm live. Like as soon as I get on YouTube, you'll see your shit. They got me shadow banned, y'all. And I'm trying to do is come up organically. I ain't put no money into this shit. Imagine when I start putting money into this shit, they really gonna be hoeing me. Bear with me. I hate when I do gotta do this shit anyway, but when you unimportant, you gotta try to build your own tribe. Gotta try to build your own damn tribe when you ain't got one. So, you know, gotta let the world know we in there. Let my peoples know on Instagram. Damn, I was supposed to let motherfuckers know on my other phone. God damn it. God damn it. Fuck it. I'm finna just send it out. I'm finna just send this shit out, man. Damn, I knew it was something I was forgetting. Y'all bear with the kid, man. I'm just letting people know that we up in this thing for show. I done whipped my damn brick and I done pulled up to the show. Hey! No, I'm bullshit. Told y'all I gotta be jolly before I get into this shit. Because I'm about to go ham. We finna talk about some real shit that got to be talked about. It got to be spoken on. You feel me? Gotta let the world know. Yo, yo. If you step in the building, hit the like button for sure. Yo, yo. If you step up in this bitch, hit the like button for sure. Head ass. Yeah, we finna get into it, man. I'm gonna be dead into it. Bear with the kid.
What's going on, police? How you doing, man? My name is Yeah, man. I just wanted to ask your opinion on this update because, me and my wife, we had a conversation about, and me, quite frankly, I feel like there's really too many entertainment too. You know what I mean? Like people are really wasting their time about it. But, I feel like more so over, I feel like it's more of a zeitgeist. It's more of a, let's pop him up that guy kind of brings the this, that, the third. And, I just want to kind of get your opinion and the lady's opinion on that. Hey, one more time, before I go, I really appreciate everything you do. All your
Alright, we finna get into it. I'm finna just go and get into it real quick. I'm just letting all the important motherfuckers know. Alright. Alright. Let's get into it. Might be shadow banned. YouTube might not be fucking with your boy. If you step up in here, hit that like button. That's all I ask. That's all I ask. But here we go. Today, today's topic is about suicidal fantasies. You feel me? Matter of fact, hold on. I ain't even start off with my bullshit, my nonsense. Who seen the goddamn Super Bowl concert, goddamn the halftime show, nigga. That shit was nostalgic, man. That was just, I mean, I agree with everybody that say that shit could have been better. You know what I'm saying? It kind of could have been better if you ask me. But I mean, they could have performed. They could have performed their heart out a little more. But they kind of was just getting the bag to make a point. I know what them niggas was doing. Shout out to Dr. Dre, Snoop Dogg, Kendrick Lamar, Eminem, Mary J. You feel me? And 50. That shit was lit. They did their thing. Shit. I mean, they lived up to the era. That's our era that niggas was watching. Nigga. They lived up to what the fuck we do. Leticia, man. Shout out to you. I hope you feeling better for real. You know, I hope you feeling better. I hope life is damn, this fucking hair and shit. I hope life is treating you well, even though you know what I'm saying, facing whatever you facing. I want you to know that the loner gives a fuck about you. That I give a damn. You know what I'm saying? I hope you push through it. I know you still hurting. You gotta, day by day. Nobody ain't got the answers. You just gotta feel it through. You gotta feel it. You gotta feel. I gives a fuck if nobody else do. But yeah, I'm up in this motherfucker. Talking about the halftime show. The halftime show was lit. But a nigga like me, I don't even watch football, so I never really gave a fuck about nothing but the halftime show when they announced the shit was finna happen. So yeah, that's that. But anyway, maybe I'll talk shit like that when I get more people up in the motherfucking building. But yeah, feel free to, after the playback, after I drop this shit on YouTube, feel free to drop a comment. I'm always alert and watching for comments and watching for interaction. Because, I'm a nobody nigga right now, but that will change soon. You know, the power that be in me, I'm going to change these ways, and I'm going to change my whole financial structure and have these niggas in awe. You feel me? So here we go. Let's get into what I was just finna talk about. Suicidal fantasies, man. Mm. I know all about it. So y'all know, ain't nobody entering this motherfucker. It's just me and you today because it's a deep one. I know nobody don't really want to talk about this shit. And maybe this ain't, maybe I shouldn't go off the deep end like this ever again if I want some kind of interaction. You feel me? But yeah. Yeah, let's get into it. Y'all know how I started off. We got to talk about the definition of suicidal. The definition of suicidal is this: deeply unhappy or depressed and likely to commit suicide. Okay? That's what suicide is. Deeply unhappy or depressed and likely to commit suicide. Likely. You know. Now, what is the fantasies? What are fantasies? Fantasies are fantasies are what you imagine the occurrence of, fantasize about. Imagine the occurrence of, fantasize about. That's what fantasies are. So if you have a suicidal fantasies, you imagine the occurrence of killing yourself. You fantasizing about killing yourself. Now, now that we got that out the way, that's what the definition. That's what I want y'all to understand what I'm talking about. I'm not finna sit here and talk about I got a friend that killed theyself or why people kill themselves. I mean, not why. We talking about why, but I'm gonna talk about more of the thought process before people become suicidal. You know what I'm saying? It has to. We're gonna talk about how this shit is like a compound effect on the brain. You don't just wake up suicidal. You wake up, you go through something. You know what I'm saying? We're gonna talk about that. We're gonna talk about it. So now that we got suicidal fantasies, the understanding of what that means, you know, we're gonna talk about how I cope with suicidal thoughts and fantasies. Y'all know what my first one gonna always be: marijuana. Mary Jane been in. Why you think I'm still smoke? I smoke this shit damn near every episode. If I ain't in the drought with my weed, I got my weed. Okay, I don't give a fuck about who hating on weed. I'm still ready for war. If the white supremacists ever wanted to crack it off, I don't know what nobody be talking about, but I'm ready. I'm let's shut the fuck up about that. Anyway, marijuana is a way that I coped with it, and I'm not saying this shit was always a good coping mechanism because I smoke my whole bag up in one day and then be depressed the next one. So it ain't. It's not necessarily always a positive one. But when I got my money right, or I got enough money to get some weed and save some money or some shit, and I can try to do what I need to do in life. When I smoke this weed, I get sent up to a higher power. So what I learned is that I need to sustain some kind of lifestyle, some kind of budget that I can get this weed, because this weed was it's always been right there, no matter what the fuck I was going through. This weed was right here. So that's one of my coping mechanisms when it came to suicidal thoughts and suicidal fantasies. You feel me? Um, another one for me has been talk therapy. I said this probably like 2 episodes ago or my last episode, something like that. And talk therapy is basically what I do to my damn self. You see how it's just one motherfucker in the chat room, and I'm just talking to myself, and I talk about the pain I done been through and shit, and it's really like therapy. You know what I'm saying? It's like self therapy. I used to call myself the self therapist. The reason why, only reason why I probably would never go to therapy is because I think I diagnosed my motherfucking self. And I'm not. That's not a brag. Like, that's not to say that somebody else can't figure out something else that I haven't figured out yet about my mentality. But this is one of the cures for borderline personality disorder is talking to yourself. So if I have that, then talking to your motherfucking self or just talk therapy just mean you need to talk it out with a friend or amongst the world. And that's what I do. I talk shit amongst the world. So that's one of the other ways I coped with suicidal thoughts. Another way is thinking positive and creatively. What I'm doing right now is me being creative. This is me not sitting down and just being like watching somebody else podcast and being like, oh, I wish I was doing that. And because I ain't got the setup or I ain't got the camera and all this and I ain't got the money yet to do this. No, I still got an opinion. I got a phone that's quality enough for me to come to the platform and talk my shit. And I got a goddamn voice. I got common sense. And I got an opinion, I got a view on life, and I got some experience. And I just only speak from my experience. I don't never go above my experience. If y'all want to go find something y'all want to talk about financial gain or some shit, you listening to the wrong motherfucker. But if you want to listen about motivation and continuing in your struggle, then you listen to the right nigga because I'm in one. And to watch my journey and to see me succeed, it'll be a hell of a motivation, wouldn't it? So I appreciate it. That's why I appreciate anybody that watch this shit, because y'all ain't gotta fuck with it, because I ain't nobody right now. And I understand that. I ain't forcing nobody to fuck with me. You can block me today if y'all get tired of me sending them goddamn messages to y'all. But let's get into it. So thinking positive and creatively is another way to get over the suicidal thoughts and depression. You're sitting at home and you just, you letting your brain be idle. That's one way to let the devil enter inside of your goddamn brain. You can't let the devil just continue to enter inside of your head and not get up and do nothing about it. If you super bored, my nigga, get up and go for a jog. Get up and run 8 times. Make yourself tired. Make your legs tired. Go home, go to sleep. There's other ways to get high in this world. Like, you ain't gotta smoke weed and pop pills to get high. That's one of that's my addiction. If you a nigga that just start smoking weed, don't start getting addicted to weed, because it's gonna fuck your papers up. So if you got a chance to fix your paper and your health, Get the fuck up, think positive and creatively. Go out there, play basketball. Go out there and make a rap song with your partner on the corner, and y'all try to get some money together. Go to the studio. It's a million things you can fucking do out here. Go try to sell some candy to some little kids. Uh, Goddamn, sell strollers to some baby mamas. This nigga, his ways to get your bread, and you tripping if you ain't trying to get ahead. But here we go. Um, the next thing I how I coped with um how I cope with suicidal thoughts and fantasies is spending time with my daughter. Spending time with my daughter is something that kept my brain occupied. When I'm with her, I got something to do. Well, when I was going through with my baby mama or whatever, or when I was going through it, whenever we was going through it and she wasn't letting me see her or whatever, I was living in that motherfucking car last year, nigga, ready to die. Because I was like, all right, that's where it was too much at, because it was the possibility of child support can get put on me while I'm homeless, all kind of shit, my nigga. Like the stress level last year, boy, that was the highest. That was my highest stress level. Because I was ready. I wasn't ready to just take myself, but I had visions. That's what the suicidal fantasies mean. You sit back and you just like visualize yourself. Like, what if I did kill myself? That's a suicidal thought. That's something that if you was to tell a doctor inside of the ER, or if you was to tell somebody in a psych ward, like, yeah, I be having suicidal thoughts. They gonna try to get you to talk to something. They gonna try to get you some kind of help. And the fact that I know I done sat here and I done had that shit, I'm talking amongst my peoples and we undiagnosed, my nigga. And I want the world to know that that ain't a bad thing, my nigga. We who ain't fucked up in the head. What the doctor the doctor that give you your diagnosis, fuck around and be touching little kids. The motherfucker that tell you got cancer, fuck around, be out here selling drugs on the low. But they saying he went the right route because he a doctor. But this nigga sell dope on the low. We don't know how people moving out here. Anyway, that's a whole nother podcast. But here we go. Another thing, yeah, spending time with my daughter is real valuable. If you got kids, stop being a deadbeat nigga. Go fuck with your kids. Your kids miss you, my nigga. They want time with you. Go bring them. You ain't gotta do shit but bring them a gang of goddamn, bring them some candy and yourself, nigga. And they gonna fuck with you. I fucks with my little nigga. My daughter know whatever. I pull up at the mama house, nigga. Like, what's good? I don't give a fuck what you talking about. The mama can come out with a bra and panties on. I'm kicking it with my daughter, nigga. Give a fuck about none of that shit. What you talking about? Y'all niggas better get off y'all ass and go fuck with your child. Anyway, why did I have a sewer? Why do I? Oh yeah, that's so that was the last one. That's how I coped with the shit. Let's do a recap on how I coped with it. I coped with it with this marijuana. That Mary Jane did me insane. You feel me? Talk therapy, thinking positive and creatively, and spending time with my daughter. That's how I coped with suicidal thoughts. Anytime I was doing one of the two, I wasn't thinking about dying. So now we 311 videos in of me thinking suicidal, y'all. 312 now. This the 312th video. So I don't have track of no episodes and nothing like that. I don't keep track like that. That's too much. But if I do ever get a podcast started, I'm gonna redo my topics that I've done, and I'm gonna number them motherfuckers all the way from when I was talking shit from 3 years ago. I'm telling you, I got 3 years worth of goddamn topics, and I don't even realize how much, you know, my topics are never really similar. But then now it kind of is, because I have talked about suicide before, or suicidal thoughts and shit like that. But suicidal fantasies, I go deep. When I drop these topics, it's deeper than just the surface. You feel me? So here we go. Let me get into it. Okay, why did I have suicidal thoughts and fantasies? Let's talk about why. Let's talk about number one. First time experiencing homelessness. My first time experiencing homelessness, Me and my moms was at it. Me and moms was having disagreements in the crib. And it was about paper. It was like, well, damn, you know what I'm saying? You taking this and this and that from a nigga, or you know what I'm saying? And she had restrictions on when I needed to be in the house and all the what you called it and all that nonsense. So a nigga was goddamn, I got rebellious, and when I got rebellious, she got rebellious too, and was like, nigga, you can get the fuck out, and I got the fuck out. And after that, I got home. I went homeless. So shit, um, I was what 24 when I went homeless. Boom, out there on the streets. Had to ask my partner to let me sleep in the whip. Slept in the whip for like 2 months. Then his baby mama let me stay. And his baby mama's mama let me end up staying in a crib, and I stayed in there. Then the baby mama ended up kicking me out because I had ended up getting fired because I couldn't make it to work because I was walking and shit. And then some days I was just late, and some days I didn't go in. Depression kicked in. Working at FedEx, nigga didn't feel like going push no boxes and gotta come home to roaches. I didn't always live with some roaches, being homeless and shit, nigga. Anyway, they let me stay in there for. I was in that bitch for like 6 months. Then after that 6 months, she booted a nigga out of the door. And then I was like back on the street, and I stayed back in Booger Car. I mean, that's my nigga. That's my homeboy name. I stayed in my nigga car. Uh, you know what I'm saying? And when it was broken, when that bitch was moving, I was in the back of that bitch sleep. I didn't have much ambition at that time, so goddamn it, I can tell you a lot about my first time being homelessness and how that shit had me ready to die. Cause I was like, nigga, this is my life? Is this how I'm living? I had my daughter was born too. She was about 1 or 2 years old when I'm going through this shit. So I'm like, what the fuck? This is my life. You know, suicidal thought number one, you just be like, shit. You start understanding. The first step is when you start understanding why niggas took their life. You start understanding, like, oh, okay, damn. Oh, like, oh shit, life ain't really no joke. Not that you thought it was in the first place, but then you start being like, oh shit, okay. You know, the shit get cold. And when you see that, that can make niggas jump off the cliff. Because you like, what the fuck? Niggas really get to thinking like, fuck am I here for? I'm finna jump off this cliff because I didn't ask to be here. That's the number one validation for suicide to me. But anyway, let's continue. Another reason I had suicidal thoughts because I ain't had no money. This society will make you be like, goddamn, I'm broke, and the fact that you can't get no bitches when you broke, you can't get no weed, you can't get no car, you can't get your life together, can't even get a condom if a bitch wanna fuck you, ain't shit. I ain't had no cash. Nigga, that should have make you out here as a man with no bread. But you be ready to smoke your damn self. You be like, fuck this shit, man. I'm finna die. I'm ready to see the other side. That's what I used to always do. When I used to argue with the women I was with, I was like, bitch, you don't even know how ready I am to see the other side. One of my biggest regrets saying that is if I die once I gain a lot of shit, like once I start gaining and I die from cancer or some shit, I'm gonna regret that quote. Cause I ain't ready to die and I take this shit back down. That was just ego. That's just going through shit, trauma, nigga. Not knowing how to cope with. You start telling motherfuckers that you love. Fuck you. That's how you start getting. You know. But anyway, another reason a nigga goddamn get suicidal because you feeling like I'll never accomplish anything, my nigga. But that running the same with no money. So I was also taking opioid drugs and alcohol. I had alcohol problems. Opioid. I wasn't taking all the opioid drugs. I was just taking Xannies. And I'm talking about drinking lean, drinking lean on Xanax, smoking weed, and all the while drinking liquor here and there too, getting fucked up, faded, cross faded. Depression come right in between there. When you at your highest, you start. That's when you really at your lowest. When you at your high, that's what's crazy. When you at your highest is when you at your low. When you at your fucking lowest spiritually, that's when you like fuck my body, nigga. Like I don't give a fuck about nothing. Nathaniel, I don't give a fuck. So yeah, well, I was, what had me feeling suicidal was the struggle. On top of that, the high, if that makes sense. So my next thing, and then I'm gonna end the motherfucking show. We gonna get out of here early because I'm getting hungry. And as you can see, my eyes red in the bitch, and I'm high as fuck. But yeah, here you go. Is suicide peace? That's what suicidal fantasies is really all about. See, I brought that shit up because the motherfucker that kills themselves, and I don't mean to call them motherfuckers, but the person that kills themselves looked at that as a form of escape. The only time a motherfucker want to escape is if they think it's better on the other side, right? So suicidal. uh, so suicidal fantasies, right, would mean that they desire that like, they think it's peaceful to kill them. So they think it's like, man, I desire to kill myself because I think it's better than living. That's what a suicidal fantasy is, in case y'all was wondering. So, to some, yes, suicide is peace. Reasons why: they no longer have to deal with the challenge. They no longer have to deal with the challenging responsibility, which is like fatherhood, which is raising. I mean, their mama had a stroke and she can't move her left arm. Now they got to take care of her, but he also got to do what he got to do. And then too much stress pile up on his brain, all that shit. Uh, the challenging responsibility is like, damn, woo, I'm tired as fuck, y'all. But yeah, motherfuckers find peace in suicide when they can escape a challenging responsibility. So that's anything. That's like having to raise a kid. That's a challenging responsibility. Or somebody in your family died and they had kids, and then you the only one that got shelter, so they was like they got to go to you type of shit. And then deep down, you was living your life as a single person, but now that your brother dead, now you got to raise his kids because you the only motherfucker he got. A challenging situation can turn into a motherfucker after 2 years, and you be like, I can't do this shit. 2 years, a motherfucker that didn't expect to have no kids, now he got kids off of just the whim. That should have crushed a motherfucker, bro. I'm just talking about scenarios. It's all kind of scenarios. Motherfucker, just like it's. I read the book and I read in Psychology of Money, man. It was a dude, I forgot his name, but I need yeah, if you need to look up the Psychology of Money, and it's like in the first chapter, second chapter, these dudes was like millionaires off of stocks and shit, right? So when the stocks went down in like the 80s or the 70s or the 60s, some one of them years, dude lost all his motherfucking money in the stocks, and the motherfucker went and killed himself. Meanwhile, at the same time, it was a dude that went through that same shit, and he maintained because he didn't have all his money in one stock. You see what I'm saying? So suicide for some, yeah, is peace. Because the nigga didn't play some kind of game some way that he thought it was gonna go and it didn't go there. And he didn't have the nuts to withstand and look at people's face as a broke motherfucker. Which is why they say now that it's a lot of black male suicide going up, is because I think we are the brokest that we have ever been as black men. I think we the brokest we have ever been, my nigga. It's a damn shame too. Like It make a nigga wanna cry, cry, cry. How fucked up we is. And then niggas got the nerve. Niggas got the damn nerve. They sit out here and kill our sisters. Sit out here. Y'all seen what the bitch ass nigga Tommy Sotomayor did on the show? He out here fighting the sister. Not even that. Niggas out here literally killing sisters and their mamas and their goddamn babies, my nigga. What's going on? We didn't lost it. Like it feel like we was in some game. It feel like we had some kind of pull up at a point in time, my nigga. But hold on, I think we losing it. I think we losing it a little more. We losing it. This is serious. Like I'm concerned for the black man right now. I'm concerned for the mental health of all black asses. And I'm saying that because I know I was fucked up. And I went through and I what's crazy as a human, you go through your phase and you feel like other motherfuckers are done with their phase. Oh hell no. Just cause you awaken to some shit don't mean the next nigga didn't awaken at all. So my thing is motherfuckers be having a validation on killing themselves sometimes because some of this shit be overbearing. And some of us just I wouldn't say we stronger because we sitting here dealing with this shit. Who's to say they ain't somewhere living better when they killed themselves? Even though I believe in some form of reincarnation, my nigga, that don't mean it's true. Whatever we believe in don't mean it's necessarily true until it happens to us. Which is why death is such a fantasy to people. Death, people be like, "Yo, I didn't experience every emotion in the world. I ain't seen this, so I think this is quite fascinating. I'm finna go this route." So challenging responsibilities get niggas up out of here. They don't want to get that. Another reason is cheating on by someone they love deeply. It's a lot of motherfuckers that be going off the deep end when they find out that they girl pussy ain't just theirs. You feel me? I ain't never been that nigga. FYI. And I never will be. I'll never be the nigga that act like one pussy is just enough. Act like one pussy is all I can get. Or something. Shout out to Takara for stepping in the goddamn bill. But yeah, I'll be damned. You feel me? I'll be goddamn if I be that nigga that killed myself over pussy. But it happens. And I'm not mad at them brothers for doing that, because if they gone, they killed themselves. Hey, they escaped. They couldn't walk face to face with that feeling. I mean, can you blame them? If they was, I mean, yeah, we could blame them, but I'm saying, if we not in their shoes, can we blame them? If we don't know what else they was dealing with, because it ain't necessarily always just because he got cheated on. That probably was just the straw that broke the camel back. You feel me? Nigga get cheated on is over with. Especially if a nigga married and his wife cheat on him. You know how many motherfucking stories? Look it up on Google. You know how many motherfucking stories it is out here? Niggas that done committed suicide and killed the dog, the family, and himself. I ain't talking out my ass. This suicide shit real, and I'm talking specifically to the black community though, man. Because, like I said, I feel like as black men, we had one of the lowest. If we was lower than this before, we had one of the lowest again, financially, mentally, and everything else. And I'm speaking just for the motherfuckers that's struggling like me. I ain't speaking on the high value niggas that shun my ass for being broke. I ain't tripping. I understand. Because your ass need to get up and get some paper, and I'm finna get my weight up and not my hate up. And you know what I'm saying? Y'all niggas motivation for me more than it is any kind of hate. I ain't got no kind of hate for, constructive criticism on how niggas need to get this bread. But anyway, yeah, nigga. Uh, that's another reason why people look at suicide as peace. They get getting cheated on by their lover. They don't want to be here no more. Another one is endless endless bullying throughout life. Endless bullying throughout life. That's another one. Motherfuckers that been bullied in high school. I mean, elementary, middle school, high school, and the nigga end up getting bullied in adult life and going off the edge. I ain't even gotta say nothing else after that. Not knowing, and another reason motherfuckers look at suicide as peace is not knowing or feeling like they have a purpose. If you ain't got no purpose, my nigga, you always got an idle mind. You gonna always be sitting somewhere waiting on something to pop out and happen for you. And that's not finna fucking happen. When you really thought you was the only one. I know it doesn't feel good, but it's not worth your life. Real shit. That's what I'm trying to tell people. I'm just giving awareness. I'm an awareness nigga. I'm an awareness advocate. If that's a damn thing. But for sure, it ain't worth your life, my nigga. You don't want to take your life over no pussy, and vice versa. You don't want to take your life over no dick. That'll be the stupidest shit in the world. But when you're dealing with multiple things, is what I'm trying to say here. Dealing with multiple, say the nigga goddamn granny died, then something else happened, and then he wrecked his car, and then his bitch cheated on him, off the edge. Some niggas' brains gonna go off the edge. Is he wrong? No, but that's a life choice. But I'm saying, is suicide peace? That's a real ultimate question. Is suicide peace? To some it is, and that's what I'm breaking down. And the last one is not knowing or feeling like they have a purpose. If you don't know that if you feel like you ain't got no purpose, you're gonna go off the deep end every time. And you're gonna have an idle mind. Your idle mind is gonna keep telling you that you can't do shit. Or it's gonna tell you that you a bitch ass nigga and you should have did this back in the day, and you in this predicament now because of this. And you need that idle mind sometime, but you need to get out of the idle situation that you in. You need to get the fuck up and make a move. You need to try to create something. You need to try to go out on a whim and try to see if you trash at something or not. Try to see what you can build. And not sit on your motherfucking ass and whine and smoke weed and drink and get mad at your girl and shit and yell at her and talk about she don't love you. Go fuck with that nigga that got money. And shit like that. I was one of them niggas. Telling you, I only speak from experience. But that's my list. And I ain't gonna hold nobody no longer than I need to hold y'all, cause I'm hungry than a bitch. I'm ready to chill. I don't go to work till 4 p.m. tomorrow. And I gotta go try to see. I gotta go fix this motherfucking car, and I gotta go see if I can see my little motherfucking girl, if she go to school or not. I got some ripping and running to do tomorrow. I'ma fuck with y'all. But see, please remember that I love you niggas. You ain't gotta kill yourself over no girl. You ain't gotta kill yourself over no man. You ain't gotta kill yourself over nothing. Just keep on living. Don't have no suicidal fantasies. This has been Lone Wolf TV. Quick episode. I'm out. Y'all fuck with your boy, man.